The Ugly Duckling. On a little farm, long ago, lived a cute duck family. Mommy Duck was sitting on her 7 eggs, waiting for her new ducklings to hatch. One sunny morning, the eggs began to hatch. One by one, yellow ducklings stepped out of their shells. They shook their wings with excitement. Look at you! You are all so cute! But one large egg was still in the nest. Well, it looks like that big egg will take more time. So, she had to go sit on her nest again and wait longer. At last, the largest egg hatched. With great confusion, the poor duckling began to look around. His mother and siblings were a bit more confused than he was, because this duck in particular did not look like his siblings. He was built much broader and had gray and white feathers.
What is that? He cannot be one of us.
I have never seen such an ugly duckling.
How can you say such a thing? That's not nice. Now line up. We will go to the lake for your very first swim. Yet the other ducklings quacked.
Ugly, ugly, ugly.
The ugly duckling did not know why the other ducklings were yelling at him. He took the last spot in line. Each yellow duck jumped in the river and swam behind Mama Duck. When it was his turn, the ugly duckling jumped in and started to paddle too. He was a great swimmer. Later on, each time the ugly duckling tried to play with his brothers and sisters, they yelled,
Go away! We will not play with you. You are ugly.
Time was passing, and the ugly duckling was growing up to be different. All the animals on the farm were bullying him.
Ugly duckling, ugly duckling, ugly duckling.
Mother Duck, on the other hand, was doing her best to protect him. She couldn't bear to see that poor child so sad. But as the days passed, the poor ugly duckling was feeling worse. All night long he would silently cry.
Just because I am ugly doesn't mean everyone has to be mean. No one wants to play with me or even talk to me.
One day, one of the yellow ducklings said to the ugly duckling,
You know what? You would do us all a big favor if you leave.
Get out, get out, get out.
They're right. I should go.
That night, the ugly duckling flew over the farmyard fence and landed on the other side of the lake. There, he met 2 grown-up ducks.
Can I please stay here for a while? I have nowhere else to go.
What do we care? Just don't get in our way.
Suddenly, a big hungry dog came chasing the 2 ducks. They quickly flew up in the air. The poor ugly duckling froze in fear. The dog sniffed and sniffed at the ugly duckling, then turned away.
I am even too ugly for the big hungry dog.
Ugly duckling began to move along. Soon after, an empty lake appeared.
Well then, if nobody wants me, I will hide here forever.
Even though he was all alone, he was very happy. One day, he saw a horde of white long-necked birds migrating to the south. How beautiful they are! I wish I could be like them. Winter came and snow began to fall, so it was hard to find food. Cold and tired, trying to forage, the ugly duckling came across a farmer.
Poor thing, you must be freezing. I'll take you home and look after you till you grow.
Indeed, the farmer took good care of the ugly duckling. When spring arrived, the ugly duckling had grown. The farmer took him back to the lake to give him more space to move around freely. The ugly duckling looked at his reflection in the water, but he was amazed at what he saw. At first, he couldn't recognize himself. He thought there was someone else behind him. So he flipped his wings and noticed that his reflection was doing the same thing. He stretched out his neck, and his reflection continued to mirror his movements. Right then, he knew that this amazing bird was no one other than himself.
Oh, how much I've changed! I look like the birds in the sky!
While he was swimming in the lake, he came across a wedge of swans. They took him along and traveled joyfully together. Finally, the ugly little thing was accepted and loved by his new friends, to whom he belonged. A boy at the lakeshore yelled out to his friends,
Hey, look at the young one all the way back! Must be the most beautiful swan I've seen!
The swan did not know how to react to so much praise. He felt shy. After being mocked for so long, he couldn't believe he was being appreciated and accepted.
I've never dreamt someone would call me beautiful someday. I wish I had received the same affection when I was the little and ugly creature. I wouldn't have spent such a sad childhood. Why do people treat others according to their looks? That is so sad.
Yes, from the beginning, he indeed was a swan. He was just an unfortunate egg, which got mixed up in between the ducks. But now, he was with his real family, and ahead of him was a happy life. The Old Man and His Grandson. Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a single father named Jack, affectionately known as Jack the Jolly, due to his perpetual cheerfulness. Jack adored his son, Hansel, and ensured he had a happy, love-filled childhood, never letting him feel the absence of a mother. He cooked, played games, and comforted the little boy when he felt sorrow, making sure Hansel always felt cherished and secure. Hansel grew up to be known as Hansel the Handsome. His charming looks and kind nature earned him this nickname. He cared for Jack, remembering his sacrifices and love. The young man ensured that his father never felt alone. One day, Hansel fell in love with a girl named Elsie, and they married with Jack's blessing. However, it wasn't long before Elsie showed her true colors, pulling Hansel away from his father.
Hansel, where are you going?
To check on my father.
And what about me?
Of course, sweetheart. I'll stay with you. Under Elsie's influence, Hansel neglected Jack, who grew lonely. However, when Elsie gave birth to their son, Harry, Jack found joy in his grandson. But Elsie, jealous of their bond, wanted Jack out of the house.
Why don't you send him away to an old age home?
But this is his house. Also, we need someone to take care of Harry.
You're right, but I'm telling you, this can't go on forever. I want him out of this house soon.
8 years later, Jack's health declined significantly. One day, during dinner, his trembling hand spilled broth on an expensive tablecloth, making Elsie furious. In response, Elsie demanded that Jack eat behind the stove, and when he dropped his bowl and broke it, he was given a wooden bowl to eat from. Harry, Jack's only comfort, often sat with him to keep him company and bring a smile to his sad face. Weeks passed, and one day, Hansel and Elsie saw Harry collecting wood and playing with it.
Look how innocently our son plays.
What are you doing, Harry?
Building a home for us? No, I'm making wooden bowls for you.
Wooden bowls? But son, we don't need wooden bowls.
Not now, but when you're old like Grandpa. I don't want you to be breaking earthenware. That's why I'm making them now.
Hansel and Elsie were struck by their son's words, realizing the cruelty they had inflicted on Jack. The innocence of Harry's actions mirrored their future, awakening a sense of shame and remorse in them. "We've been so unkind," Hansel lamented, his voice heavy with regret.
"Let's treat Father better,"
Elsie agreed, tears welling in her eyes. Their son made them realize that one should always take care of his parents when they are old, or they take care of him when he is young. From that day forward, they took good care of Jack, ensuring he ate with them and was surrounded by love and respect. Hansel vowed to always honor his father. Jack's final years were filled with warmth, uniting the family once again.